Hey everybody, this is Natalie from Light of Ascension Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is, we're talking about your themes for the Mercury Retrograde, okay? We are currently in Mercury Retrograde. It happens from, May 29th to June 22nd. We're having a Mercury Retrograde in Gemini. So just wanted to dial that in for you guys and work through the energy with you. And Mercury in retrograde is nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to, a lot of people dread it. I know for me, because I'm a Venus ruled person, I'm a Taurus and I'm a Libra rising, that when Venus goes retrograde, which happens, once every couple of years or so, a year and a half to 2 years, it really hits me pretty hard because I'm very Venus ruled. But Mercury retrogrades happen 3 to 4 times a year. And, Mercury retrograde in Gemini, although we are in the middle of an eclipse season and we just had, a couple planets go retrograde, Pluto and Saturn being 2 of them here. I think it's what you make of it, right? And a lot of people will say, well, don't, do any kind of rituals on eclipses, or be careful of signing contracts during Mercury retrograde. And while I agree partially on some of those things, sometimes, sometimes life happens and you have to deal with things, and, we shouldn't shy away from doing the work and, or from beginning a spiritual, going and doing the work, doing the inner work, beginning our spiritual work, just because we have planets in retrograde. In fact, it's probably a very good time to do spiritual work during that time, because you're going back and you're looking at things. Some people are born with planets many people actually are born with planets in retrograde, because, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, they're retrograde almost half of the year anyway. And Mercury retrogrades 3 to 4 times a year. So, you likely have some retrograde planets in your chart. So, it's just, we all have the energy. We're all in the energy together here. But let's go ahead and check this out. So we have 3 different piles. We're going to look at the themes from this May 29th to June 22nd, a retrograde period. And we're going to look at what are the themes during this retrograde and how you can work with them and grow from it, okay? So we have over here, we have pile number 1 with the red agate. So if you're feeling drawn to pile number 1, you'll choose pile number 1 or the red agate. Pile number 2 is the Sugilite alien head. If you're drawn to this alien head, you'll go ahead and choose pile number 2. And for those of you that are drawn to this Amethyst cluster, you will choose pile number 3, okay? So that's pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3, whatever crystal you're drawn to, whatever pile you're drawn to, whatever color combination. People choose piles all in different ways. Sometimes you just look at a video and you feel pulled to a certain pile. And that definitely is your intuition speaking there, okay? So we are going to go ahead and get into it, guys. We've got everything set up here. And for those of you guys that would like to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, details for how to do so are in my description box below. Also, if you're finding this channel independently, I have another channel called powermoontarot by Natalie H. And on that channel, I do a lot of 18+ romance readings, etc. And but yeah, on this channel, we do more spiritual type, self-discovery, mediumship readings, etc. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the red agate. In today's reading, we're looking at the themes here for your Mercury retrograde, okay? And I'm already loving that this stone, it feels very reassuring right now. I like how cool it is. It's very cool right now. It's very smooth. Okay, pile number 1, let's tap it in. Spirits, angels, and guides, please help connect me with the energy of pile number 1 and their themes around this Mercury retrograde. Let's go ahead and get it, pile number 1. All right, I'm feeling the S names or Stacy, okay? If some of you guys have a Stacy in your life, or someone with that name, mother, cousin, sister, aunt, or just the S names in general. So let's go ahead and do it, pile number 1. We have oneness, balance, patience, and the divine masculine. Okay, so in the background too, that really looks like Sedona or the red rocks in the background. Really cool. I see this little bear here. I had a feeling a bear was going to come through in this reading, and Yeah, it's very much like in nature, being at one with nature here. I also feel like I'm seeing a Buddha up here in the right hand corner. So, reminding us to turn inward, I feel like during this Mercury retrograde for you, pile number one. Trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out, okay? So, yeah, some of you guys may be like, I gotta hurry, I gotta get this done, I gotta move forward. And, you know, retrogrades are a period of kind of slowing down and, like we said, going within and dialing it back and, you know, examining the landscape further for something we may have missed over the last couple of months, all right? So trust the timing and don't put so much pressure on yourself, pile number one, okay? Whale spirit, trust the great mystery. Oh my God, you guys getting the messages here. Trust your timing, trust the great mystery. Take a deep dive, you know, into your emotional self, into your physical body, into your emotional self, into, you know, into wholeness is what I feel. Oneness and wholeness for you during this Mercury retrograde, pile number one. And the whale spirit, it's very gentle. You know, the whale can move, you know, big distances and over, you know, short period of time, etc. But I also feel like, you know, this is a time where you guys are circling a little bit. You know, it's like that energy of just kind of circling and feeling, you know, just, you know, feeling the water on your skin in the shower, taking a nice bath, relaxing. Kind of, it's a little bit of a circling kind of an energy, but it's not any reason to freak out or go crazy, especially if you're trying to be, you know, divine masculine showing up here. So you're trying to be kind of more action oriented, more goal setting, more get after it, right? But there's a gentleness that's coming out here. We have the divine director, intervention, and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose, okay? And with trust the timing and the divine director, you know, certain things, and I feel like here, you know, with trusting the timing, I just was feeling like the tower kind of coming through. So some of you guys may have had a big change recently. And, you know, when the tower events happen and there's divine intervention, we have to trust in it. Like we have to sometimes just surrender and trust, okay? So I'm feeling that for you guys here. But there's also this energy of purpose and, you know, and planning. I feel like for you guys here, purpose and planning. It doesn't mean that you can't plan. It doesn't mean that you can't look at the details, that you can't analyze what's been happening. It doesn't mean that you just have to kind of shut off your mind and float away during this Mercury retrograde. You know, I'm definitely seeing with the divine masculine here too. It's an open mind, but also patience and relaxing, okay? We have ask your angels. We have meditation brings answers and ask your angels. So slowing down and meditating. It's so funny because my boyfriend, for instance, he has a really good meditation practice and he grounds himself every day. He goes out into his backyard, he grounds himself. He's got a good meditation practice. And yeah, and I feel like that's kind of, and, you know, with the nature here in the background, and we see this person kind of sitting and looking up and asking for guidance, meditating on things, going within that Buddha-like meditation state. Sometimes I get so jealous of people who can meditate really well because I feel like I'm like not as good at meditating. I don't know if you guys have that too, or I just get impatient with it. Patience is one of the words coming out here too. Balance and patience. Okay, so yeah, interesting. We have Rose and Timeless. Okay, so trust the timing, trust the great mystery, and you are timeless, pile number one. If some of you guys have been feeling kind of old lately or feeling, ugh, you know, you are a timeless beauty, my darlings, and pile number one. And yeah, and you're timeless, so don't worry. We have Chiron and healing. So there's a lot of healing going on in your life right now. There's a lot of, you know, and with Chiron was also a teacher as well. And some of your guys' teachings, I feel like, are timeless, or the angels are wanting to bring you some timeless teachings right now. And through meditation, getting some really good, solid, and grounded answers. And, you know, Chiron can be a little bit painful because it's where we are kind of holding on to the wound, right? It's like every rose has its thorn here with this rose card. And that's okay. Like sometimes we just have to sort of emotionally release into that knowledge and know that, you know, spirit is working on changing our perception of things, our vision, our way of looking at things that have happened in the past, okay, is what I kind of feel like is going on for you, pile number one, during this Mercury retrograde. We have part of fortune and increase. So who says that we can't, you know, manifest or have increase or be fortunate during a Mercury retrograde? I think it's just a little bit more of a yin process. Even though we have divine masculine here, you know, there's patience and balance and oneness here. So, you know, I think it's almost more yin for you, this Mercury retrograde. The more you relax and trust in the timing and meditate and work even on healing your physical body, the more increase, the more gain comes to you, the more abundance, the increased vitality, okay? It's kind of opposite of what you would think. Most of the time it's like get up and get after it, right? But I feel like for you guys, it's more getting into that yin space here. We have Adept of Crystals. I knew this one was going to come up. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So, you know, really, this is so funny because this Knight of Pentacles actually kind of looks like my boyfriend, you know, not to bring the personal into it here, but it's just funny because it's interesting that it came up. And, you know, I see something here. I feel some of you guys may be longing for another place too. There may be kind of like a homesickness in you, or longing for another place, or, you know, something about Greece here, or traveling to Greece or Rome or somewhere like in the Mediterranean. I'm kind of feeling that Greece kind of an energy here. And I feel like, you know, Spirit is saying here, Knight of Pentacles and part of fortune increase. You know, things, even if it doesn't really look like it to you at times, if it looks like things are going very, very fucking slowly, pile number one, I just want you to know that, you know, it's success that lasts for you, okay? It's not just, you know, get rich quick, go crazy, and, you know, whatever. It's actually, you know, and then it's fleeting and leaves your life, right? This is actually building on something here, okay? And for some of you guys, this could represent a partner that you have or a person in your life that's very reliable and dependable and is here to, you know, walk in step with you as you know, work towards your goals, all right? And, you know, slow and steady wins the race, right? That's the lesson of the hare and the tortoise, right? And then we have Seeker of Chalices. Okay, so this is like the Page of Cups. And, you know, I just think that Page of Cups for me too, when I see this in a reading, is very creative. I'm also seeing the number 6 here. I'm seeing 2 6s here, but this is a very, you know, creative, loving, open, innocent energy. And it's very much like this whale spirit. It's like, go with the flow, right? Trust in the great mystery, trust in the timing, and don't get yourself overly concerned, all right? Success, you are building, success is happening, increases are coming here for you. And I think, you know, at the end of June is what I feel like for you guys, is when you're going to kind of see the result of the work that you did during this Mercury retrograde. Okay, I'm seeing 6s and 7s all over here. So some of you guys could have birthdays coming up in June, or you have a birthday on the 6th of the month, or your birthday adds up to this a 6, like it's a 15th here. I'm also seeing an L, and I'm seeing an N and a C here, okay? But I feel like you guys are like, you know, it's 6, 7, right? 6, 7, 8. It's like that 6, 7, 8, right? It's that progression, and it is building and it is going, but Spirit is saying, you know, let go, right? Be easy with yourself, okay? Now is the time, especially during this eclipse season, to be really easy with yourself, to let people help you too. Let people show up for you. Let commitment show up for you. Let people, let people be a stabilizing factor in your life right now. And if a person isn't a stabilizing factor or hasn't been, and you experienced a tower moment around, losing that person or having to let go, Spirit is saying here with Chiron, these things are being healed, okay? It's almost like your emotional innocence is being restored here. And I'm feeling like the name like Azria, it could be like a Middle Eastern name, but like Arzia or something like that. Arzia. For some of you, it could be the name of a guide here too. I definitely feel a guide showing up for you here, wanting you to not carry such a heavy burden on your shoulders anymore. Certain situations were removed from your life so that you can move through life more freely, okay? So let's go ahead and see, how can pile number 1 work with the themes of this retrograde? How can pile number 1 work with the themes? Queen of Pentacles, all right? We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So, the Pentacles, sometimes growth takes more time, but what you're doing is you're building lasting success, okay? And I've seen that with my tarot channel, for instance, that, I reached a certain level pretty quickly, and then my growth was a little bit more like step by step by step. And sometimes when we see things growing really fast too, we start to get a little nervous about it, right? We get more exposure to our work. We start to get a little bit of nervous about it. And I feel like what Spirit is saying here, this is growth that is lasting. This is growth that you can count on. This is growth that doesn't make you nervous or upset, or because sometimes when we grow too fast, it's like, I can't even handle all this, right? It's like when you have a job and you're put into a new role unexpectedly. When I got my first job, when I moved to Los Angeles years ago, well, it wasn't my first job, but it was one of my initial job. Well, it was like my second professional job, okay? And I got put into a role that I probably really wasn't ready for. And, it challenged me a lot, and I had to grow a lot, but, it was a lot of growth for me, but at the same time, it was growth that was kind of out of control, and it felt upsetting at the time, okay? So what I'm seeing here, pile number 1, is growth that feels very in line with where you're headed, okay? And lasting success that you can count on. And it usually evens out, like if you're put into a new position and it's a struggle and it's hard at first, it eventually, evens out, okay? Which is what I see here, balance and evening out. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles, very nice abundance energy, lots of pentacles for you guys, lots of water and pentacles, okay? And this is really taking the time to feed yourself, nourishing food, all right? Some of you guys could be thinking, hey, I want to try out some new recipes, or I want to get back into, making healthy foods, or, seeing what else I could make. Like I made a sweet potato last night and I never made one before. And I was like, wow, this is really good. Okay. Woo. Cough, cough. So sometimes, choke, cough, cough. So sometimes it's the little things during Mercury retrograde, especially during Gemini. It's the little details that count. It's the things that we do, our daily habits, right? Our daily habits here. We have the Hermit. Okay, so Virgo energy. And I feel like here with this Hermit card, I see you guys treating your bedtime as more of a ritual too. I see you putting on your pajamas, shutting out the lights, not having a ton of technology around you, really having enough water, sleeping enough, taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, okay? I'm putting some ritual with the Hermit and the Queen of Pentacles into your daily activities and what you're doing, all right? And taking it one day at a time, not letting anything upset you too much. With the Whale energy, it's like, just keep on swimming, baby. You just keep on swimming. Yeah, you're one of the greatest predators on the planet, and you could literally take anything in the sea out, pile number 1, but you're chilling. You're chilling during these retrogrades. We have 10 of Pentacles. Wow, lots of pentacles, lots of abundance. Okay, so some of you guys too having a reunion with family or being able to see family. going from a time period of kind of feeling alone, but maybe kind of enjoying your solitude a little bit here, and then going to a time where maybe you're going to have some family visiting you in the next coming couple of months. Maybe you'll go see some family. Maybe you'll be reunited with a loved one here. Maybe you're going to spend some time with your pet. You're going to go to the park. You're going to have a nice day, okay? And I feel this energy of simplicity here. I feel this energy of fun and simplicity. And I feel this is also a very positive time for you and your partner as well. You know, if you guys went through some rough energy, or for those of you that are partnered up here, or even just with friendship too, I see you guys, you know, like you're like not taking every single social invitation here, but you're doing what matters most to you, okay? And I like that for you guys. You're prioritizing yourself, your self-worth, your happiness, your food, your sleep, and you're spending time, you're only taking the invitations that you really feel you want to be taking, okay? And that's a great practical way to work with this retrograde energy and not overdoing it, okay? Let's see what else here. What else to work with this energy? The Hangman, all right. So I was channeling this on my other channel, and I feel like with this Hangman here, literally for some of you guys, it's stretching. It's inverting your body. There are actual like inverters that you can get, and it will help you like, it helps with your neck and your shoulders to kind of spread you out a little bit. I don't know if you guys have seen these inverters before, but I honestly feel like some of you guys needing some, you know, release in your shoulders and your neck and your back, and needing to really stretch your body out. And I feel like for those of you that like to work out, or those of you that have some type of, you know, sport that you like doing or working out, I feel like stretching is really going to be important during this Mercury retrograde, staying very limber and stretching a lot. And maybe you go into a sauna and you stretch. Maybe you stretch, and maybe your morning meditation is stretching in your living room for 20 minutes. That's a perfect meditation. Meditation doesn't have to be just sitting going, Om, right? It can be like active meditation. It can be stretching and rolling your neck. And, you know, I play this game, you guys. It's called the water game. And what I do, it's once or twice a day I do it, is I sit down with 2 or 3 cups of water, bless the water. I tell myself, you're going to sit here and drink this water. And then I always I try to pull a couple tarot cards too. But it's just this way of like clearing my energy. And I call it the water game. Okay. So it helps me drink more water, just whatever it takes, right? Let's see what else here. And also with this Hangman, I would say don't get too hung up on things, okay? With this Knight of Wands here, it's like if you have an opportunity to go to a drum circle, or you have an opportunity to play one of your musical instruments or do something creative, go for it, right? If you have the ability to have a hot night with your partner and enjoy some good loving, like go for it, right? Heart chakra and sacral chakra coming through real strong for you here, pile number 1. And I feel like Spirit is also saying, don't get hung up on things too much during this Mercury retrograde, especially if certain things have been said to you recently, or you've heard things, or somebody tells you something they've heard about you or whatever. Spirit's saying, just don't get too hung up on it. Stay flexible. And I love this Knight of Wands here, because she just has this like, you know, she's like, yeah, I'm having so much fun. Other than that, I'm not like overly invested, and I don't really care too much about everything else, chaos going on around me. I'm just having fun here. Okay, so the wheel, look ma, no hands, right? So yeah, the Wheel of Fortune here, we could have some fire sign energy. We have fire sign energy, Spirit's asking you to, you know, just observe and think about your next moves here. Don't get too hung up on anything. And it's kind of like a devil may care kind of an attitude, you know? And there's some people who have that, like, oh, I don't care, you know? Like whatever people say or do, I don't really care, right? Some people say that, but they they fester on things, or they can't let things go, right? And I feel like here with this energy for you guys, it's like, if you do find yourself getting into that rumination where you can't put things down and you can't let things go, do something physical. Go for a walk, go for a run, plan your next trip. Get your head out of things, okay? Get your head out of it and try not to get hung up on things too much during this Mercury retrograde, okay? And with this Wheel of Fortune, I also feel like believe in the power of positivity, all right? Believe in the power of, I was going to say believe in the power of now, but isn't that a book, The Power of Now? I don't know. I never really got into those books, but maybe you guys do. But I feel like, you know, it's just like, who cares? I feel like that's kind of the energy you guys need to maintain here a little bit during this Mercury retrograde. I mean, you care about the things that matter, 10 of Pentacles, and your own self-worth. Great, you know, and taking good care of yourself. But when it comes to anything that could possibly cause you to be hung up, Spirit is saying, no, no, no. Just, you know, blast right through that energy. Think about something else. Put yourself on another page here. We have the 10 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles. I think you guys are going to have, so we have the World on the bottom of the deck here. Lovely energy. A cycle is completing right now in your life. And I feel like this is a time just to celebrate and relax a little bit. And I see you having some really special moments with either yourself or the people in your life that you care about, okay? And I think this Mercury retrograde is going to be filled with some really nice special moments. Maybe some of you are celebrating an anniversary, or, you know, an anniversary of empowerment. The day that I left my ex, or the day that I finally finished that degree, or just something. I feel like, you know, May 29th to June 22nd, I feel some of you guys could be experiencing an anniversary or a celebration here. And for some of you, it may be more of an internal anniversary, okay? Just looking at over the last 2 years, where you were then versus where you are now. And amazing progress here, pile number 1 in your life. The World card on the bottom of the deck, amazing progress. And, you know, don't hold yourself back from these amazing moments that I feel you could have. Like, savor those moments too, because the moments, like, they're here and then they're gone, right? And it's nothing to be sad about. It's just the nature of life and time and the flow, right? And you guys got timeless here too. So very timeless here in this reading. And under the influence of Saturn here in this reading here with the World card, but in a good way, okay? In a very good way, pile number 1. So thank you so much, pile number 1. I hope you have a peaceful and fruitful retrograde. I'll be thinking of you guys. I'll be holding space for you in this reading. I love this reading too. Hope you did as well. Please like, share, and subscribe if you felt this reading was for you, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate the energy exchange so much. Thank you, pile number 1, and take care. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to pile number 2. Okay, gonna take a quick drink of water. All right, let's do it. Pile number 2. Okay. I'll clear the little energies. Yeah, and let's do it. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. We have the Sugilite alien head. You guys chose this. And we're looking at your Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is retrograde from May 29th to June 22nd. It's retrograde in Gemini this time. And we have two eclipses that we're also in the middle of right now. A lot going on celestially, you know, in the celestial heavens at this point, pile number 2. There's probably a reason why you were drawn to this alien head as well. There's so many, it's funny because there's been so many things online about the aliens coming on June 1st, which is hilarious. So if the aliens come on June 1st, that means tomorrow our world is going to completely shift, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, for my beautiful pile number 2s, please direct me to their themes during this Mercury retrograde and show me how they can work with these themes, please, and thank you. Okay, pile number 2, what are your themes for Mercury retrograde? We have dreamscape, dream work, subconscious, and imagination. Very cool. That's something that happens a lot during retrogrades too, is it's that review. It's almost like retrogrades are like little mini life reviews for the last couple months that we've had of our life, okay, or the last year. And there's a lot of that's happening in dream time right now too. And there's a lot of changes that are happening under the surface that subconsciously within your imagination that are on fire right now. And I'm loving the black cat here in the corner. And also this looks like a little alien spaceship here at her feet. It's too funny. Okay. Love it, you guys. So, I mean, I also love her stance here because I feel like she feels very proud of, you know, how she's changed, how she's growing, how she has transformed. And I love the sun in the background sort of illuminating everything here too, even illuminating our wildest dreams, I feel like here for you guys, okay? So a lot of times during retrogrades, we feel like no progress can be made or nothing can be done, right? But there's a whole lot happening under the surface, and there's a lot happening in the astral plane, I feel like, for you guys during this Mercury retrograde. So let's see what else we have. The Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. Okay, so, you know, something that happens during Mercury retrogrades at times are misunderstandings, right? And, you know, we went through a Mars retrograde last year, and it was a retrograde in Aries for about 6 months, and man, was that, man, or maybe it was 4 months, but man, it was tough. It was some tough ass energy. You know, and there was a lot of severing that happened during that time. So retrogrades, you know, can bring up the stuff that we've been kind of pushing down and bring them back up to the surface to be really looked at and analyzed, okay? And so, you know, I would say watch out a little bit, nothing to be afraid of, but watch out for people's, you know, energy, because I feel you guys are very absorbing during this time. You're in a very subconscious headspace and you're maybe absorbing a lot of energy. So there may be moments that you need to kind of cut yourself off from certain energies and soften to love, okay, within yourself. But it doesn't mean that you need to listen to everyone's shit or take on everybody's problems or, you know, or just be the brunt of other people and, you know, their machinations, okay? So because you're sensitive, I feel like, during this time. All right, pile number 2, we have the wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. That's very true. Sometimes it does. We have the butterfly here and we have the wasp. Sometimes life stings, right? And sometimes life feels like these boots were made for walking. That's just what they're gonna do. And sometimes life is gonna walk all over you. I feel like some of you guys may have gone through that. And, you know, and I love your determination. I love your spirit. I love your determination, pile number 2. And, you know, I think that you're at a place now where you're like, enough is enough, okay? And this retrograde may be bringing some of those feelings to the surface and showing you where things can't really continue on in their current form. We have Sanat Kumara, light activation, shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Okay, so something, you know, with Mars energy, something that you can't ignore anymore, something is coming through loud and clear about a relationship, about a job situation, about a friendship, something that can no longer continue on in its current form, okay? So some of you guys could actually be experiencing cutting ties with a certain job or a certain person during this retrograde. But I also feel like it's not something that's totally unplanned. I think you know it or you feel it coming, right? There's a song I've been listening to lately. It's called I Can Feel It Coming. Well, it's not, the lyrics are, I can feel it coming, I can never go back, okay? Right? So sometimes this happens during these times. And I also feel like the eclipses are hitting you guys as well here too. If you have Gemini or Sagittarius in your chart, or Virgo or Pisces, you know, these eclipses could be hitting you fairly hard as well in your chart. And I feel like, you know, you guys know something is coming, and it hurts a little bit, but I also feel like you see the truth of a situation and you're going to move on, okay? And a lot happening in dream time for you. We have wait. Okay, so, you know, not the right time, all right? So, yeah, I feel like there could be a lot of, you know, your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear here. So there may be a job that you're thinking of severing during this Mercury retrograde, or there may be a person, a place, a thing, some type of a relationship. And I feel like sometimes you're getting conflicting messages on this pile number 2, even within yourself, all right? And, you know, I feel like, because I feel I'm getting multiple messages here. It's like some things need to be let go of, and we just have to surrender to that, and it is the right time. But in other cases, we feel like we're getting messages contrary to the fact. People telling us, no, just wait a little bit longer. Right now isn't the right time. Or we're telling ourselves that, all right? We have snake and eternity. So this is just a reminder that, you know, no matter what decisions we make, no matter, like, through the decisions that we make, we can certainly complicate things more and make things more difficult to ourselves and kind of get real. Also, I feel when we have important decisions to make, sometimes we get real knotted up about it inside, okay? And what Spirit is saying here is your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. And if it hasn't been, because other people have been in your head, because other people have been, you know, telling you certain things, right? Or you've been questioning yourself. I feel during this Mercury retrograde, by the time you get to the end of this retrograde or near the end of it, you're going to be like sure of what you did and trusting your guidance, okay? We have the 7th house and partners here, okay? So some of you guys, this is about a partnership, or this is about, you know, somebody that also too with the snake energy, like I love snakes and I respect snakes, but I know there are a lot of people that associate snakes with, you know, deception here too, okay? So some of you guys may be here wondering, you know, is this the right time to, you know, get a deeper commitment here with my partner? Is this the time to commit deeper in with, maybe you have a business partner and you're wondering, should I commit deeper into this? Should I throw more resources at it? Should I go deeper into it? And I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, no, like not necessarily here, not the right time, okay? If some of you guys are severing and leaving situations, I feel that's okay. If you are considering going deeper in with someone here, I think there's more details to work out. There's more, you know, there's more things to kind of look at here. We have 2nd house and owning. So there could be money and partnership issues coming up here. And that's why I think you need to wait it out a little bit, all right? You may be concerned about money or your collaborations or what you're doing financially here. We have 2 of flames, okay? And I can see, you know, the 2 of flames is an Aries card and it's an action card. It's another Mars card here. But I can see her eyes here are a little bit worried. It's like, did I make the right decision? Did I do something too fast here? And I definitely feel like you guys are getting some strong messages here though from your internal guidance. You know, and it's kind of something you've had to unwind here. There may be some unwinding and some issues with resources. There could also be issues with a Taurus or a Libra here with this 7th house and 2nd house. And, you know, I feel you guys wanting to take action on something, but you're like, ooh, I'm not sure, right? And, you know, there may be something here that if you wait a little bit, you'll get more money, or you'll be better off financially, or something will work better in your favor here too, if you kind of just wait a minute, all right? Yeah, we have the Master of Crystals. So this is the King of Pentacles energy. So this is having the patience. I feel like some of you are wanting to sever something here. It's taken me a minute to uncross and unsort this energy in your reading pile number 2. I feel like I'm even contradicting myself right now. Okay, but let's get the clarity. Let's dial it in here, because I feel like some of you guys are wanting to take action on something here. 2 of Wands, 2 of Flames. And the thing is I feel being a little bit patient, working through the details, looking at everything, not doing something just kind of on a whim because you're hurting, or because, you know, kind of being a little bit patient with it here is going to be better for you financially, is what I feel. Now, of course, this is a general reading. So if some of you guys are really dealing with someone that betrayed you or hurt you or put you in a very bad position, then by all means, do not wait any longer. You know, move through that energy and let it go. If you're working with something or working on something that has been very hard for you on your mental health or physical health or emotional health, by all means, you know, we can always say it's not the right time, and second guess ourselves. But, you know, we got to take, with the King of Pentacles here, we got to take responsibility for our path and just sometimes pull the trigger, even if, you know, on the decision, right? Even if we feel like, if I waited a little longer, Okay, so I feel like there are 2 camps here. There's a camp that has been going through a lot with a particular situation that needs to leave it, that it hasn't been good for your mental health, your emotional health, etc. It's time to go, okay? And this could happen during this Mercury retrograde. There's some other of you here that I feel like a situation has been tough, but you know, if you play your cards right, and if you're a bit strategic here, and if you're patient, it would actually work out more to your favor, okay? I feel there's 2 different camps here, and I think it's kind of up to you to know, like, have you been pushed too far? Pile number 2, okay? Have you been pushed a little bit too far? And has it become, you know, not able for you to continue on, right? And has it reached that point because, or is it close to reaching that point, or are there certain inexcusable things that have happened that you just can't get past, okay? If that's the situation, then, you know, time to go, right? But, you know, and you just can't do it anymore. I get that. And sometimes you have to take losses, all right? Sometimes it results in a financial loss because you just can't, but you know, your mental health, your safety, all of that is way more important than that. However, for some of you guys that are not in that situation, I'm repeating myself again here to be clear that, you know, if you're not in that situation, but you're just unsatisfied and you're not happy where you're at, I think, you know, being patient and waiting for the right opportunity that really fits you, that's really aligned with your energy, where you can feel you can really grow and thrive, and you're gonna enjoy the people that you work with, or you're gonna enjoy the people around you, and you feel it's a very solid, grounded, respectful atmosphere. I do feel like, you know, some of you guys are gonna see more money, all right? You're gonna see more money, and you're gonna see really good partnerships coming out of that, collaborations. And I feel like, you know, trust your gut on that, okay? Trust your gut. So let's go ahead and see, how can pile number 2 work with the themes of this Mercury retrograde? How can pile number 2 work? I just heard gut health too. So maybe some of you guys are looking at that, or you've had an upset tummy, or you've been dealing with some anxiety. I can see why. Seems like it's been some tough energy here. We have the Emperor, okay? So yeah, this is being self-assured. This is being like the immovable object. I've made up my mind and I'm not gonna change. And we have Aries, Mars energy again here. We have the Great Severing, the 2 of Flames, and the Emperor. But this Emperor, to me, feels kind of like the King of Pentacles, like very sure, self-assured, has everything they need, not backing down from a negotiation, not willing to sell themselves short for anything, and wanting more autonomy in whatever it is that you're up to, okay? So yeah, I feel like, you know, you guys are like, fuck yeah, like this is me, like reclaiming my own energy in my life here. Yeah. We have Prince of Swords, all right? So there may be some things that are said. There may be a lot of back and forth, and conversations, all right? With the Knight of Swords, it's an abundance of conversation, all right? And I see people maybe trying to convince you of things or trying to tell you, oh, but if you just look at it this way, right? But I don't really see you guys budging. I don't see you moving. I don't see you budging from your position. I think you know good and well, you know, where you're at, what you're up to. And I mean, there may be some people around you that are like, wait, this isn't the right time. And, you know, trying to impart some wisdom on you. But I kind of feel like it's more like a desperate attempt to sort of keep you or something. All right. I don't really think it's, you know, they're saying, yeah. I mean, the sun, okay? So we talk about this light activation in the sun. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Okay, so there may be a lot of people during this Mercury retrograde that are like, ba-ba-ba, coming at you. But again, with the sun and the emperor, I just feel like your own internal truth is shining through here. And don't let anybody make you feel childish or less than for making certain decisions that you've had to make here. And there may be a child that's impacted by some of the decisions that you're making, but I think this child with the sun is going to be very happy about what you've decided to do. For some of you that have children here, okay? People may be in your ear saying, oh no, that, you know, they're not going to be happy or they're not going to like it or whatever. And I think you guys just are going to stick to your guns here and, you know, and things are going to turn out great. Yeah, we have the Queen of Wands. And I love this Queen of Wands because she's got her hands on her hips here. She's staring at who's ever talking to her. And she's just like, what the fuck ever, you know? And I feel like you guys are just strong, confident, stable, standing on your own. And, you know, you have a lot. I feel like I see these other women in the background. I feel like you have people who are encouraging you, who are like high-fiving you, encouraging you and standing up for you and like, go for it, you know? And I definitely feel the solar plexus and the sacral chakra big time during this Mercury retrograde for you guys, okay? And I feel like you got people in the background cheering you on, like, don't take any shit, don't take less than you're worth, don't, you know, whatever, like stand up for yourself, be proud, be confident, and don't listen to everyone else trying to cloud your judgment, okay? Especially if you've been worried about taking a specific action here. You know, I think you're going to see more money, and I think you're going to have positive collaborations at the end of the day here, pile number 2, okay? So don't let anybody fuck with you during this Mercury retrograde, or even if it's been happening during the last 2 weeks, because we've been in a shadow phase, you know, before Mercury goes retrograde, it goes into like a shadow phase where it starts to slow down. And yeah, and I feel like here's you guys, Temperance, you know, just not letting anything bother you. And look at this energy. It's so interesting because you see this person's mind and you see these other 2 energies trying to impact your mind or trying to tell you like, oh, you should be concerned about this, or you should be worried about that, or, you know. And with Temperance, I feel like there are some people that mean well. It's not like, you know, for 90% of you on this reading, there's going to be the 10% these people don't mean well. And I already explained that situation. But I feel for most of you, people are meaning well, but I also just feel like they're kind of influencing your thoughts in a way. Their opinions are sort of influencing you. And, you know, I feel like you guys, I think one thing you guys need to focus on is your own consciousness. And what I'm seeing here is like Christ consciousness, okay? And it doesn't involve sacrificing yourself for other people, but it involves knowing the truth and knowing your own inner light as a Christ consciousness, okay? And I feel like some of you may think that if you give people the benefit of the doubt and you let them influence or talk to you, that you're doing, like, even though you know what you want inside of you, you're kind of doing them the favor of listening. And I don't think you really need to hold that kind of space for people, okay? In that way. I think, you know, I'm also seeing I'm seeing D and Y or P and Y here. And I also feel like I'm seeing the word daddy here. So some of you guys may have had fathers that had their minds influenced in a certain way, or they may have tried to influence your mind, or your parents may have tried to influence your mind in a certain way. But I mean, you guys have other concerns, okay? If you have children of your own, if you've got a partner, if you've got a life of your own, like, you've got other concerns. You can't listen to what everybody else wants you to do, okay? And you're very gracious when people talk to you and stuff. I see you guys being very gracious, but on the other hand, I think it's been annoying, okay? I feel like this Prince of Swords is telling you the worst. Like, oh, if you do this, then, you know, this is the worst of the worst can happen. And it's like, get the fuck out of here with that, okay? We have justice here. Yeah, so you guys overrule. Justice overpowers and overrules. You know, objection, overruled, sustained, right? You guys overpower this Prince of Swords. You guys are coming through as temperance and justice. So I feel you guys have been very gracious in letting people kind of say what they want, or, you know, to you. But I also feel like you guys are getting to the phase now where you're just like, I know what my decision is. And here she has her brain and her heart, and she's kind of weighing it out. All right. And because the things people have been saying have been affecting your brain, but your heart knows the truth, okay? And your heart is the one that's going to have the final ruling on this matter, all right? And I feel like you guys are going to kind of get to the point now where you're going to kind of shut people down, and you're going to be like, I'm not trying to hear it. Okay, yeah, we have the Queen of Swords. Talk about shutting people down and not wanting to hear it. There's a lot of court cards here too, right? And we have three major arcanas and a couple of court cards here. So I definitely feel like 3 court cards, you know, 4 major arcana. I feel like, you know, you guys are making some big decisions right now, but you're smart. You're dialed in. You know what you're doing. You don't need everyone else's advice right now. Where you're going is very stable. It's very grounded. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be making more money. It's going to be all good. People do support you, okay? And yeah, this Queen of Swords is like kind of had it, all right? Like, and she also overrules the Prince of Swords too. Like, she's like, no, you know, you've done the analysis, and I think you're a little bit sick and tired of hearing it, okay? We have the High Priestess. Perfect to end your reading on. 5 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Listening to everyone else, not trusting your intuition, people meaning well, but actually trying to mean well, but causing you distress, okay, is what I feel, pile number 2. So the High Priestess here is like, I got this. This High Priestess has her arms spread wide open. She's like, I motherfucking got this, okay? And it came out on the 2nd house. So intuitively, knowing and understanding my money's on point, I can do this, I've got it, I'm following my intuition, I'm supported by others, I don't need to fall prey to what anyone else is saying. I am the master of my own destiny, okay? And I think that's a perfect note to end your reading on, pile number 2. You are the master of your own destiny, and if pushed, you will let a person know, but at the same time, I feel you're a gentle soul, pile number 2, and you know, but you're going through a big change right now, and your money, though, I feel is going to be just fine, so don't worry. Coin is going to be good. King of Pentacles, 7th house, I feel like helpful people, helpful bosses, helpful people coming in around you, all right? So thank you so much, pile number 2, and I hope you enjoyed your reading, my loves. And I'm sorry I was a little confused at the beginning of your reading, because it took me a minute to sort through the energy too, and I'm sure it has for you as well, all right? So leave me a comment, like, share, or subscribe, and leave me a comment if the reading resonated for you. Thank you so much, and take care. All right, let's go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Let's do it. Okay. Let's get it for my beautiful pile number 3s. Okay, let's clear the energy. Thank you, Spirit. And we are going to say we are ready to receive for pile number 3. Take a drink of water. Moment of silence. All right. Good, good, good. We need more moments of silence, right? So let's go ahead and get it. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the Amethyst, and today's reading is called What are your themes during this Mercury retrograde, and how can you work with your themes during this retrograde? What's coming up for you, okay? And we're going to be looking at, May 29th to June 22nd, Mercury retrograde in Gemini. There's a lot of other stuff going on too, but like I said, even before I started your reading, needing more simplicity in life. I'm not going to even regale you guys with all the other planetary transits that were happening right now. There's a lot of other planets in retrograde. We're going through eclipses, going through portals, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the story. Some of you guys in this pile may know astrology yourself, and maybe that's why I feel like I don't even need to explain to you what's going on. You already know, or you just feel the planetary cycles. You just feel it within you. And astrology is like a language, for describing things in a way. It's a very interesting language, but I also feel like we can just feel the planetary cycles within us, okay? So let's go ahead and get it. Spirits, angels, and guides for my beautiful pile number 3s, please connect me to their awesome, radiant energy as we look at their Mercury retrograde themes. Let's do it. Okay, pile number 3, let's do it. We have emergence, creation, resurrection, and magician. Nice. Interesting, because this Mercury is in Gemini, going retrograde in Gemini. And, the magician, when we talk about the magician in the tarot, I often think of Gemini or Virgo, right? It's that trickster kind of Hermes kind of, wings on the feet kind of an energy here. And yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys, if you have creative projects or you have things that you're working on, or things that are taking a lot of analysis or brain power, or you're going to have some cool new ideas. And with the magician energy, it's like that trickster energy. I feel like you guys are going to be bringing out new things, new ideas, emerging with, I feel this Mercury retrograde period is going to be very creative for you guys in my pile number 3. It's going to be very liberating and creative is what I'm getting here. We have karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict, okay? So yeah, you guys have gone through it with relationships. I don't feel like this is anything new to you. I don't feel like I'm giving you any new news here. I feel like some of you guys could have studied polarity. And in astrology, we talk about oppositions and learning from oppositional forces, and understanding ourselves more deeply as we move through relationships, okay? And I'm not one of those people that thinks that all karmic relationships are horrible and we never should have had them, right? It's a learning experience and it's a process. And, I think you guys are understanding this. I feel I don't even have to go into it that much. We have lizard spirit, dream the world into being. And I love that with this resurrection, resurgence, creation, magician energy, lizard spirit. The lizard as an animal totem is also very psychic, very creative, can get a little burned out easily being around a lot of other people or having, using their gifts constantly, right? So it's very important if you're feeling, energetically sensitive. A lot of times with Gemini energy, it's like da-da-da-da-da, boom, 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 real quick. And it's like the nervous system can kind of get overloaded. So just knowing your limits on that, especially when it comes to dealing with others. I feel like some of you guys during this retrograde phase are going to need a little bit more space to kind of work and be like mad scientists that you are here. We have Master Jesus and forgiveness. You are on the path of love and light and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. Father or mother healing, or just healing the divine feminine or masculine within you. All right. Yeah. And I feel like this kind of goes back to these karmic relationships where I feel you guys are seeing the bigger picture on these relationships. You're seeing how, you know, disconnection, separation, all of that, how it all kind of factors in. And I feel like a lot of you guys during this Mercury retrograde are rising above this energy. All right. You're really going to rise above this energy, and you're turned away from the past, I feel, and you're looking towards a brighter future. And I feel you guys are doing the inner work, but I also feel you guys have been doing the inner work for a while. I'm not telling you anything new. What I feel like is new for you is these new ideas, new projects, new things that are coming out in this Mercury retrograde for you, okay? Perfect timing. There you are. It's perfect timing for you right now, pile number 3. If you believe, all right? It's perfect timing if you believe. And I feel like, you know, something here is don't sandwich yourself into 2 pieces of bread and a piece of meat and cheese that no longer taste right to you, okay? I'm just getting this, it's a weird metaphor, but like, don't sandwich yourself into something that, you know, doesn't really fit you anymore, because I feel like these karmic relationships is kind of the past, and I feel you guys are ready to be free and move on. And you know, I just feel like this is the perfect timing for this work for you. And it's saying, you know, if you believe, right? If you believe, and you know, the lizard is a very magic, you know, kind of a animal totem. It's very psychic, it's very magic, right? So just, you know, rising above is what I'm getting. It's so funny because I used to do a lot of yoga pre-COVID, obviously, and hot yoga. And we would do lizard pose. And for some reason, I would get so angry during lizard. I would get really agitated during that pose. It was always near the end of the class with the pose that you would do along like with pigeon and stuff like that. And I told my teacher, like, I can't help it. I get so angry during lizard. So I think it's so funny that lizard is coming up with Master Jesus and forgiveness here, okay? But, you know, I mean, I think that you guys are kind of ready to take these steps now. Yeah, we have broom and cleanse. So some of you guys during this retrograde, very good for you to vacuum, dust, mop, clean, all right? Clear energy, you know, bless your space, you know, use your Florida water, wash your floors with some Florida water, like, you know, open up the windows, let the air circulate, and yeah, and just be with it. I feel like some of you guys here too with this broom, you guys are witches, and you know the power of magic. You are a magician, you are a witch, and you know, something is coming up a lot for me during this Mercury retrograde, and it came up in pile number 2, is Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness, not in the sense that we're suffering for others or that we're carrying everyone's burden or we're people please, you know, not that type of Christ consciousness, but Christ consciousness in, you know, basically kind of forgiveness and letting go. And for a long time, I really couldn't tolerate forgiveness because, you know, just a lot of things, guys. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't really tolerate the thought of it, and I was still working through a lot of anger. And, you know, I think when you go through things in life, it's not that the anger goes away forever. The anger can come back. You can have days. You can do that. But I also feel like there's a time when we kind of get sick of carrying like emotional resentments or burdens. We get a little bit sick of it within ourselves, okay? And I feel like you guys are kind of you're already on that train. I don't even have to tell you, pile number 3. I mean, I feel you could do this reading for yourself, but I'm here for you. We have void of course moon and missing. Definitely feeling kind of Pisces energy here too. But the void of course moon is a time where, you know, we're a little more pulled back. We're a little more, you know, planting the seed, thinking about our next steps. We're gone within a little bit. We're cleaning the house. We're decluttering, but we're not doing a lot of other stuff, okay? And, you know, and I feel like some of you guys, this void of course moon coming up under forgiveness, I also feel like you guys just don't want the burden of old feelings or old relationships weighing on your heart anymore. You just want it to kind of, and it's not like you're like, you, you know, to all these people in the past. I feel more like it's like you just want to like brush it away. You're just like, okay, thank you. I learned the lesson. Time to move on. And that's great. You know, when you've gone through the anger, you've gone through all of that and you've worked through your emotions and you're in that phase of acceptance, right? You're just like, let's move on. All right, we have Saturn return and age, okay? Some of you could be going through a Saturn return, but I also just feel like this is you guys just becoming really mature and growing, growing into yourself, growing into your own peace. I feel like sometimes in the past, maybe you guys really didn't get moments of peace. You were hanging on to things, or you know, or bypassing, you know, like bypassing is another thing that slows us down from getting to this point, right? And I feel like with Saturn here, you guys have done the difficult internal work, okay? And your load is going to get lighter. And you're at a time now where you can create with absolute freedom. And I love that, okay? We have the shadow, the devil card, okay? And yeah, you guys have done the work, all right? You really, really have. You've gone through your shadow. You've looked at it. You've pinched it on its little cheek. You said, thank you for being here. Here's a kiss on your face, on your cheek. Aren't you sweet? Aren't you cute? Right? No, I mean... 40 days, 40 nights in the desert, right? Jesus energy, going through that challenge, going through that difficult energy, going through betrayals, going through heartache, going through, you know, people that were not good for you, pile number 3 in the past. But again, it's like it's lifting off of you. And some of you, I feel like during this retrograde, it's almost like you need to believe that this is the perfect time in your life to know that and believe that, and that it actually is happening, okay? So not just saying it, but actually imagining it. I think for some of you guys during this retrograde, imagine the burdens sort of lifting off your chest. Imagine like, you know, a dove carrying it away from you, all right? And yeah, just imagining letting go and releasing during this retrograde. And some of you guys could be on cleanses as well during this retrograde, or it might be good for you to kind of go on a cleanse. We have guidance here, and I love this with the Buddha. Isn't that beautiful? And then you see the Sphinx in the background, right? And it's like letting go of the constant questioning, the constant wondering, why did this happen? It's a riddle that I'll never solve. How did I get into, you know, things that you might have focused on in the past that, you know, and I feel like for you guys here with this Buddha, it's like inner peace, okay? It's like, we have more Saturn energy with the devil having gone into your shadow. And then number 5 with guidance here in the Hierophant, it's like truly knowing yourself, truly knowing your power, letting go of the need to kind of be like, why did all this happen? What's going on? And just turning your attention in another direction and turning it inward. Perfect timing, pile number 3. Ooh, I love it. I love it, pile number 3. It was all worth it. It was all worth it. I feel like I need to flash a gang sign at you guys. You're my gang over here. Like, it was all worth it. Pile number 3. Look at this beautiful indigo energy. Look at this magician. All right. Look at this. It was all worth it. The sacrifice, the spiritual sacrifice, the shadow energies that you worked with in yourself and others, the wisdom, the training, the knowledge that you gained. Look at you. You're the magician. And you know, the magician showed up twice. It was your first oracle card and it's your last oracle card. You gotta love spirit when spirit just ties things up so neatly and puts a little bow on it, puts it on the shelf and said, that's for you, okay? Beautiful energy, perfect timing. The other thing with the magician is timing. And yeah, just perfect timing that you guys are coming to the end of this inner journey. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to be doing more inner work. It doesn't mean that it just means that a big chapter of your life is finally closing. And, you know, the energy that I love about the number 1 is that it's very independent. In the past, maybe you felt very dependent, or you felt, you know, really like you had to be in certain situations with people. And the number 1 energy is like, independence, okay? And through your absence, you know, from certain situations in your life, you guys have grown stronger, you've grown wiser, you've grown more connected into your abilities here too. And I'm seeing the word shaman. I'm also seeing the word Shannon here. I feel like I'm seeing ASC, which to me speaks of the ascendant. Okay, so what's your ascendant in your astrology chart? Something there for you guys right now, something magic about that, something happening, a transit, or something that you're focusing on there. But I feel like Capricorn energy is definitely here, Saturn energy. Some of you guys may have been born with Saturn on the ascendant. And I'm seeing the word O right now, or you had Neptune on your ascendant. And I feel like you guys are like, in your life, you might have been like, it's so hard, you know? I mean, me, I have Pluto on my ascendant, so I know how it goes, guys. But like, you know, you may have seen Saturn on your ascendant or Neptune, and you were like, geez, you know, God, wow, you know, Jesus, Jesus Christ, you know? And I feel like now it's like you guys really get it. You're like, oh, that's what it was. I'm also getting the name Rebecca, or the R names here. But you're like, wow, I get it now. I can see, I get it now. And it's beautiful, okay? So pile number 3, let's do this. Let's look at how you can work with the themes of this retrograde, okay? So 2 cards fell out immediately. We have Justice, which could be Libra energy, and Scorpio energy, the 6 of Cups. But something here about, you know, kind of taking a break from the analysis or the, you know, just, I feel, especially with Justice, very much a karma card, right? And I feel like a lot of times you guys may have been looking at your relationships and going, is this, because for those of us that have had a lot of relationships where things have been unbalanced or they haven't been equal, right? I feel like a lot of times when we meet new people or we move on, we may still have some of that in us where we're like, is this equal? And that's an important analysis. I'm not saying it isn't, but I also just feel like you guys with the 6 of Cups here, you're gonna go deeper. You're going even deeper. You're getting really balanced in your emotional body, and you're gonna go deeper than just the intellectual side of it or the analysis side of it or looking at it. I definitely feel you guys going deeper here and saying, you know, yeah, like even a lot of times, pile number 3, your analysis about situations is spot on and very intuitive here. Here's the Devil again. Here's you working with the shadow energies and going deep with people. Some of you guys may work with shadow as a way to help people or as a healer here too, is what I feel. And I know that you guys know the way to unlock your potential is oftentimes through the shadow. Not often, but many times. Because look at this door, and it's a long path to kind of understand that, because there's something primal in our brains that doesn't really want to go there, like would rather kind of stay surface or kind of judging the situation or analyzing it rather than going deeper into it. But you guys have never been one to shy away from the truth and from the deeper emotional truths here. And you know, it's paying off for you guys. I just want you to know that. It really is paying off for you, even if at times it felt very unfair, okay? So let's see what else here. We have the Queen of Wands. Yep, talking about those creative projects. And with the Devil and the Queen of Wands here, I feel you guys are going to be very creative at night. All right. And you may be receiving a lot of downloads. You may be receiving a lot of contact with your spirit guides here, particularly at night or working at night. And, you know, I feel like it's almost like Spirit is saying during the daytime, have fun, go outdoors, go to the beach, go, you know, go have some good food, take care of your body. But at night, it's time to create. At night, it's time to roll with it, okay? And I kind of feel that energy coming on strong here. I also feel like your sexuality is going to be front and center during this retrograde too. And especially if you felt kind of turned off sexually and you haven't been into either pleasing yourself or being with a partner or whatever it is, or you just haven't been focused, you haven't had the energy or time to focus on that, I do feel during this retrograde that you are going to have time to focus on your sexual energy, your root chakra, your sacral chakra, okay? Your root and sacral chakra definitely coming through here. And, you know, if you guys have been kind of ignoring some of your creative projects or putting them off, I feel, you know, the deeper you go into shadow, the deeper you go into the taboo, the deeper you go into the topics that other people don't want to touch, a lot of Scorpio and Capricorn energy here, the more on fire you're going to feel creatively. So don't turn away from that, okay? Don't turn away from that. Go deeper, you know? As there's a song called As the Rush Comes, and in the song it says, we go deeper into the song, life goes on, feeling strong, okay? So go deeper into it. Two of Wands, yeah. So some excitement. I feel like during this retrograde, you guys getting out of your head and, you know, having fun, having deeper connection and moments with people. Some of you guys may have some amazing like orgasms or sexual moments is what I feel here too. But the engine is getting revved up again here with this Two of Wands. I see you guys kind of getting out of your head. Some of you guys may have been going through like quite an analytical phase for a while, or looking at things, analyzing things. And I see you kind of moving out of that and instead getting more into your physical body, into your sensual pleasures, into your sexual pleasures, and into your creative projects, okay? The engine is purring, baby. It's purring for you. Ooh, and look, here's a Knight of Cups. So some of you guys are like, well, that's awesome, Natalie, but you know, who, like, who am I going to do this with, myself? And yeah, you can certainly do all this with yourself, right? Absolutely. But I also feel like here's a suitor, all right? Here's somebody who, you know, is like, hey, what you up to? What's going on? You want to go out? You want to have a drink? You want to spend some time together? I do feel could be someone here during Mercury retrograde that's revving up your engine, okay? Pile number 3. And so you might find yourself attracted to someone, or if you're with your current partner, you're more attracted to them. I definitely feel that energy is on the rise, okay? Yeah, I like it. I like it for you guys. Yeah, there's the tiger, strength, okay? For any of you guys that have been dealing with any addiction issues or worrying about things, or you've been keeping yourself on a very straight and narrow path, but because of old habits or addictions that you don't want to go down that path anymore. You know, I feel like some of you are, you know, it's almost like it's a source of creative energy for you, but you also don't want to get it out of control. And I feel like with the Strength card here, I feel like this Strength card with the tiger too also reminds me of the High Priestess. I feel like your intuition and your sexuality, your creativity, all of this is kind of tied together for you, pile number 3. And it is for most of us as humans, right? But we label certain things as bad, or we shouldn't do, right? Or especially if you've had issues in the past with something you went overboard on, sexually, emotionally, relationships, etc. You know, some of you guys here with Strength, we can talk about controlled strength. We can talk about, you know, like being a tiger, being sexual, being in your energy, being in your power, but not going overboard, giving yourself permission to enjoy your life and have fun and feel good again, but not going too overboard with it, okay? And I think you guys are balanced now. You understand yourselves better emotionally than you ever have. So don't worry, okay? And with the Strength card coming through, I feel that even more. We have the World card here. So I feel, like I said, this Mercury in retrograde for you guys is going to be a time of turning out brilliant content, working on brilliant projects, being very successful, you know, wrapping up cycles, as we said, wrapping up a huge cycle here. you know, and putting a cherry on top of it, okay? And the deeper you go into your creativity, the deeper you go into your inner muse, the more success, the more lasting, the more accomplishment you're gonna feel. I feel as well, pile number 3, okay? It's like you're feeling accomplished and strong, all right? And some of you getting your confidence back here too with the Queen of Wands, like it's time, right? And we have perfect timing here. It's the perfect time. All right, so let's see what else. Last card here for my pile number 3s for this Mercury retrograde. Princess of Swords. All right, so I think, you know, if you guys have been like, no, this is the way it is, and justice, you know, justice is great because it, you know, it has to do with karma, it has to do with settling scores, it has to do with cutting through the bullshit, right? And all of that, and having a clear mind. I always say justice is like a mentor for the Queen of Swords. And but I also feel like you guys are becoming more mentally flexible. If you were like, no, this is the way it is, right? Da 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 da. I feel like with this Princess of Swords, you guys are like, you're getting into that creative space. Also, this is like the Page of Swords. So some of you working on writing or projects or new ideas, new creative ideas here. And it's like bends your mind a little bit. Like you're like, whoa, I didn't think of that, or I didn't realize that, or huh, right? And I feel this is much better of a space for you to be in right now than this is the way it is and you can't deviate from it, okay? And I think that that is also a helpful energy to you. And some of you guys, I see 3 court cards here, but I'm taking you as the Queen of Wands. I see 2 court cards here. I see a friend that could be very encouraging to you, saying when you kind of want to drift back maybe to old habits, or, and I don't think you will, pile number 3, but when mentally or emotionally you start drifting a little bit, I feel like some of you have a friend or somebody here that's going to help redirect you or be like, but if, right? Or you might have somebody in your life that's a little bit of a contrarian or a little bit of a shit starter or says unexpected things. But it's cool because I feel like it's going to help you see things in a different way. You're going to be like, oh, okay, interesting. In the past, I might have judged someone for saying something like that, but you're onto something here. So be open to that, okay? And with this Knight of Cups, I feel like there's somebody for some of you here that wants to date you, that has an interest in you. And I feel they're not trying to, they're cash, okay? Not cash as in casual sex. I mean, maybe casual sex, but they're cash in the sense that I don't feel they want to overwhelm you. They don't want to, you know, take over your entire life. They don't want to, you know, take your independence from you. They don't want to, they're just like, hey, I'm a supportive energy and I think you're pretty cute and I like you. It could also be a friend that kind of feels this way about you too. And you know, there's a little bit of chemistry there, okay? More than maybe a lot, maybe more than a little with this 2 of Wands. I feel like you really do get this person's engine going, all right? So pile number 3, that is what I am getting for you for your Mercury retrograde energy. Very different energy than pile number 1 or pile number 2. So if you're like, this doesn't resonate with me at all, I'm fucking out of here, Natalie, then, you know, check out pile number 1 or pile number 2. I also have a lot of other readings on this channel, and thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please give me a like, share, or subscribe if the reading was helpful or resonated to you. And do leave me a comment because I love the energy exchange. So thank you so much, everybody. And best of luck on your Mercury retrograde journeys. Take care.